Now, why this celebration today? There is a Vedic sage, whose name was Dirghatamas. He composed quite voluminous hymns. Now, in one of the hymns, there is an analogy of two birds perched on the same tree. That means two entities in the same human system. Now this analogy was taken up by several Upanishads later, even by Bhagavata Purana. This analogy of two birds, that means two entities in the human system. So the idea is that the lower bird, it has many wants, it wants to do many things, it wants to achieve many things, but it is powerless. So it is suffering. And at one point, it looks at the upper bird and sees glory, its serenity, and thereby it becomes rid of its sorrow. That is the samane vikshe purusha nimagna nishaya shochate muhyamana yushtam yada pashyati anyam isham asya mahimanam iti vita shoka. What the Upanishads is putting it in this way. So when it looks at the upper bird, it becomes rid of its sorrow because it sees the glory of the higher bird. Now this higher bird, which is in us, in all of us, the higher entity, its replica is the great teachers of humanity, the great mystics. All of them, each of them, is the replica of this higher entity which is in us and which we normally forget. So, you see, through these celebrations, last year there was a celebration we have seen in the theatrical piece. Sri Ramakrishna says that the Divine Mother has shown him that the image and himself and all things in the sanctum sanctorum were charged with divinity, were full of divinity. And he began to shower petals like a madman in all directions. And later on, you see, he touched, you see, of course many years later, his disciple Naren, who was skeptic and would not believe in these things, and Naren immediately began to see. He said himself that, you see, that wonderful touch, you see, immediately transported me to another region, and I saw that there is nothing in this universe but God. You see? So this is happening. So when through this celebration, or celebrations of this kind, you see, we look at these mystics, because their form we know, physical form, their activities, their teachings, you see, we know. So it is like looking at the upper bird through, of course not directly, through mirrors. So that also, you see, is a great benefit to us because it uplifts us. So in a few moments we will see the sketch, which is through words and songs, is a sketch of the life of Sri Ramakrishna.